You know shit's going wrong in anime when the protagonist's got that sort of shadow thing over their eye, don't you? Fucking hell. Hey guys, xthedarkone here, and welcome to another episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! VRains, the review of the Yu-Gi-Oh! VRains series. And yes, we actually have an episode where things happen. So let's hop onto the VRains train and talk about Turn 14, Ghost Girl's Invitation. So the episode starts and we're outside this sort of gloomy sort of like warehouse where Ghost Girl is essentially doing all the... I assume that's where she goes to do all her hacking and everything. But later in the episode she enters the VRains in her apartment, so I don't know what the point. Anyway, she's there on a computer. I assume it's a special computer, and she's there typing away, and she's trying to get into a... She's sort of thinking back to the Playmaker fucking revolver duel, which, guess what? More fucking flashbacks. How many fucking times have we seen flashbacks this fucking episode now? Oh my god. So we get more flashbacks of that duel. She's like, oh, he seems to have... He has his skill to get a card from the data material. No normal duelist can do that. Wonder what his connection to the data material is. Gotta figure this out. He intrigues me as a cyber treasure hunter. A fact that she keeps pointing out throughout the entirety of this episode. I'm a cyber treasure hunter. By the way, I'm a cyber treasure hunter, and you impress me, Yusuke. Playmaker. I'm not Yusuke yet. Yeah, you impress me. And she's still typing away. She tries to get into a back door in the Soul Technologies data banks. Because she's, after hearing about this 10-year incident thing, 10 years ago, she's trying to find out what's going on so she can maybe sell that information on. Because that's kind of what she does. She goes on the internet, on the VRains, and she finds all these, like, interesting things, and she sells it on for a high price. That's why she took all these jobs for Soul Technologies, so she could make these connections and then make this back door into Soul Technologies. She tries going in, she thinks she's about to get in, but then a data storm happens and she's like, oh shit! And she Control-Alt-Deletes herself right out of that fucking situation. After that, we then cut to Zyzen, who is now a chief of Summit. He's been demoted, basically. Even though he protected the VRains, obviously the head honchos have realised that, okay, he now knows about the incident 10 years ago. Oh, okay, we have to demote him. So he's now been demoted. And can I ask, who the fuck is this girl? Who the fuck is she? Who the fuck is she? Who the fuck is she? I think, is she going to be like that girl in 5Ds, the girl who worked at the cafe who had a thing for Jack Atlas? You know what I mean? That girl. You know, is she going to be like that? Is she going to contribute to the story, or is she literally going to be there to just be there? I don't know. But she, you know, she has a weird nose, which is unlike, so maybe so that's a unique characteristic, I guess. So I wonder who she is, and I wonder what she's going to bring to the show. Probably nothing. She seems very ditzy. She's probably going to be like the Carly or the cafe girl of this show. I don't see her being any bigger than that. But she's like, oh yeah, Zyzen, he's been demoted to chief, but he's so cool. And she clearly fancies him. So Zyzen's basically been demoted. He's trying to find information as well. He's trying to access the data material, but apparently he just can't get that information. It's just completely locked out. And he's like, I can't do it. I don't fucking do it. I can't do it! It then cuts to Zyzen meeting Emma, out on wherever they are, and he's chatting, saying, oh yeah, oh, you got demoted, did you? Even after you saved the VRains, they demoted you. That's bullshit. That's bullshit right there, she's saying. And he's like, well, you know what? I got the program back. I saved Aoi. I have no regrets. And then it turns out that his former boss is now taking his job. And you can tell just by looking at this guy, he's going to be such a... Look at it. Just look at that. What is that mess? He's like he's got the weird thing, and he must be related to Crowler. You know what I mean? In some way, he must be. There must be a relation there. There must be. He's apparently made an army of AI duelists, and he's like, no, I'm making an army, I'm going to stop these hackers, but I'm a total dick. If you don't do this properly, I'm going to cut off your salary because I'm a dick. I'm clearly a dick. I'm clearly a knobhead, guys. He's basically doing that. He's so obviously a villain or a scoundrel. He's basically a complete and utter prick, who I'm assuming eventually Playmaker's going to have to duel. Emma then goes to tell Zyzen, oh, by the way, I happen to have a back door to Soul Technologies. That's why I took all these jobs. And Zyzen's like, whoa, you got a back door? You got a back door to data? Give me it now. Fuck. Give me it. Fuck fucking give me it. She's like, you got the money? You gonna pay me? You gonna give me my asking price? And he's like, nah, I'm not. She's like, well, fuck you then. Oh, I wonder if Playmaker will buy it, because he's interested in that incident 10 years ago. And she fucks off, goes back to her apartment, and she, because Yusuke's mate helped her in that duel, she then uses the source code that he used to make a program and send him a message that he would. So he's like, if I make this program using his source code, he's going to see it, and I'm going to be able to send him a message. She essentially does send him this message. We then cut to Yusuke's apartment, where, okay, what the fuck is going on between Ignis and that fucking house robot thing? What is going on? Is she giving him a massage? How does that even work? How do you give an AI a massage? I don't know. Shit's going down. And she's like, oh, you're making too much noise. And he's like, oh no, he's in there. He ain't bothered. He ain't bothered. And so it cuts to Yusuke, who's again thinking about the revolver fucking Playmaker duel. Some more flashbacks of that fucking duel. Oh my god. We're 2 episodes away and we've referred to it so many fucking times. It's unbelievable. So Yusuke's there. After his little flashback, he then gets a call from his mate, and his mate's like, you gotta come here. Get in now. He comes out, he grabs fucking Ignis, who's been thrown back into his display case by his fucking girlfriend house robot thing after doing whatever they were doing. Takes him back, they go to his little hot dog van, which has been closed, and he says, yeah, by the way, Ghost Girl's here, and she's challenged her to a duel. She does want, Ignis, though. They don't call him Ignis, they call him, IE or something. They call him something AI or something. They kind of want your AI. They want your AI. And he's like, yeah, okay, I'll challenge her. Now, remember last week I said, why would Playmaker just accept this challenge? He probably has a reason for it. He actually does, because she says, look, I'll challenge you to a duel. You beat me, I will give you. If I beat you, I get Ignis. If you beat me, you can have this. It's the back door to Soul Technologies data banks. And you want this. All the information is there. You want it because you want to know what's going on, and you can't do it, but I can. And she's like, so he's like, right, fine, I'll duel her. And he goes, right, I'm gonna duel her. And Ignis is like, yeah, you're just gonna put me on like that? Alright, whatever. It's clearly a trap, but whatever, ignore me, that's fine. His mate's like, yeah, it's kind of a trap, mate. It is kind of a trap. And he's like, yeah, but you know, I sense her determination despite her weaknesses. I'll get this back door, and I'll find out. You know, there'll be nights of annoying information in Soul Technologies, and finally I'll get to know what happened 10 years ago, and I'll fucking figure it out. Boom, into the VRains. He sends a message. Send her a message. Say I'm going in, and I'm going to meet her. She gets a message. Now, there's one thing I want to ask. Yusuke went into that little box. Went into the VRains. Emma gets off a car, gets off a fucking fat arse, just puts her hand in the air in her apartment and goes into the VRains, and she enters the VRains. And later earlier in the Blue Angel Playmaker duels, they just went out in the open and entered the VRains. So how the fuck does this even work? How does it even work to enter the VRains? Is it the dual disc that does it? And if so, what do you need a special room for? Playmaker Yusuke's got one in his house. He's got one in that hot dog area. Why do you need a special room? Fucking Go has got a special room for it. Or he does it in his... Or he doesn't just go in a room, he goes in his ring. So, that's something they've not quite cleared up about entering the VRains. Is it the dual disc? Or do they have to go into a room? If they don't need the room, why the fuck do they have the fucking room? What's the point in it? I don't know. I don't know. They never explain it, and that kind of winds me up that they don't explain how they do that. They just go into the VRains, and then wow, and then they're in the VRains, I guess? I don't know. I like it when stuff like that is kind of explained, and they've not explained that. They say into the VRains, and they're in the VRains. It's like, at least here's the thing, right? At least with the original dual discs and the holograms, they at least explained how the holograms happened. The dual disc had the hologram projectors on the bottom, the hologram projectors shot out. You know, originally they shot out either side, they landed, projector, and that's how the duels would happen. They then scrapped that whole thing and then stopped showing the holo projectors going out, and the dual discs just did it, I guess. But you know, but at least they explained that the dual disc has hollow projectors on it, you know? This does not explain how that happens. And I think just to say, oh, it's all in the dual disc, that doesn't explain why there are people with special fucking rooms and special chairs. Look at fucking Revolver, when we went to see his house, and he was in a special fucking chair, as was his dad in a special chair. What the fuck? Either explain why they can do it, or don't, and just don't cop us out. This is something that's always bugged me about this show, and I'm at a point now where I'm starting to point out bullshit, and I'm calling bullshit right there. We then enter the VRains, and we've got Yamato, the frog, and Pigeon May, and they're like, that's fuck all going on here. Literally, as they're about to, you know, saying that, boom, Ghost Girl appears, boom, Playmaker appears, and they're like, oh shit, we better go follow them. And Ghost Girl's like, yeah, I've got the program here for you. All the information you'll need all on there. Do we have an accord? Yeah, we have an accord. And then the duel starts. And then we have the beginning of our speed duel between Playmaker and Ghost Girl. It was pretty one-sided. It literally we had you know, Ghost Girl had a move, Playmaker had a move, and then Ghost Girl had her move, and Ghost Girl was clearly on top of it, and I think that was the point. The point was to just demonstrate just what exactly Ghost Girl was all about, and she was not fucking about in this duel. She's clearly studied Playmaker, she knows his abilities. He's like, okay, I know that ability, I know of his skill, I know that skill, so what, that Storm Access, not going to give you a chance to use that, mate. So I'm just going to hit you hard, hit you fast, and I'm going to knock your life points to zero before you can even use it. She summons these cards called the Altergeist cards. Really weird looking things, and you know, I guess so. She uses these things. She summons one. Its ability, some Altergeist marionette or something. It summons it. She can set a trap card from a deck to a hand. She can get a trap card in a deck and set it. She then sets another one. And this is something that they've done as well that they don't normally do, but they sometimes bring a point to. Is, you know, Playmaker's like, I summon Cyber Spellcaster, Cyber's Warrior, whatever it is, Cyber's Wizard. And it's like, right, I'm going to attack. And then Ignis is like, oh wait, but she's got two face downs. And then she's like, oh, ignore my face downs. And he's like, yeah, well, if I ignore the face downs, if I was scared, and if I was too scared to ignore the face downs, then I wouldn't be saying, well, why are you bringing... Sometimes they do this, and again, it's just a weird, like a trope in certain episodes. Sometimes the player will set a card, the main character will attack, and they'll never bring that point up. Oh wait, but she's got face down cards. So? And then sometimes they'll be like, oh, but what about the face downs? Whoa, 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 what about the face downs? It's weird that sometimes they really bring attention to the fact that they've got face downs and that the player, the main character, is ignoring the face downs. But then sometimes, there's been plenty of times when the characters have had face downs, the other character has attacked regardless, and they've never made that point. They've never said, oh, but what about the face downs? They've never brought attention to it. It's just, sometimes they do it, and I don't quite get why they do that. I don't quite get it. I think they're trying to make a point because he was attacking and like, what about the face downs? He's like, I'm about to use face down. But no, I'm not. Because she actually used a card in the hand, another anti-guys card, special summoned it, negated the battle, and negated the Cyber's Wizard's effect as well. Then it goes back to her turn. She summons a shit ton of monsters, Link summon, and then Link summon actually had a different animation style. It didn't have that whole thing where it appeared, they went in, they came out. The Link markers like appeared below them in the duel, and she kind of did an animation, and I kind of liked it. It was nice because it felt like the Link summoning was still in it. I've always felt something I want to point out as well is the Link summonings have kind of felt like a separate... They take you out of the duel for this one little Link summoning bit. And it's the only Link summoning thing... It's the only summoning method in the show that has really done that. It takes you out of the duel for this one little special bit. And then the Link summon happens. So I really am in favour of this new little method that they've done. She basically summons all these new cards and... Fucking Ignis is like, she's like, I'm gonna end the turn now. This duel is gonna end this duel. I'm ending it this turn. And Ignis is like, right, well you've done that wrong because that doesn't add up properly. And Playmaker's like, you fucking idiot. There's no way a duelist would make such a simple mass mistake. And she's like, I'm absolutely, completely, you're right. I've not made that mistake. So she has a monster with 500 attack, but it can attack directly. once it attacks directly, she can remove a card from the field, which she did do. She then attacked again with a big 24 hitter, and then basically it ended on a classic cliffhanger. She's like, right, I'm gonna wipe you out. This is the end of it. And he does that whole sort of, you know, shadowy thing over the eyes, and you're oh shit. And then he's like, you need to fucking sort this, man, or I am fucking fucked. And then at the last minute he goes, hoo! And then the episode ends. And it was quite good. It was interesting. We could have got rid of some of those flashbacks, but it was okay. We've not really got much to add in the way of theories, because I just think, you know, last week I kind of said maybe she knows who it is, that's why she was there. It looks like that's just a weird coincidence, which is kind of pissing me off. It looks like she doesn't really know who it is, or maybe she does, and we're not going to find that out yet. But I have really nothing else to add to theories, because there's nothing more that's added in. This is kind of a new thing between those two. But it will be interesting to see how the episode goes. Obviously, I think Playmaker set a card face down in his turn. So he's obviously, this is not going to be the end of the duel. He's going to do something and the duel's going to carry on. How long for, we don't know. But we'll just have to see. Overall, guys, it was a fun episode. Again, I could have done without the rest of those stupid flashbacks, but I guess we've kind of got to suffer with them. There's talk about, because there's a new director now for VRains, and I think people are saying that the reason we had that stupid recap episode last week is because the director's been changed over, which is not a great excuse. Just don't air an episode, you did it before. But yeah, we had a few flashbacks, but now it looks like we're going on ahead with a new set of duels to finally see. Look at this, fucking hell. But overall, stuff happened, and I enjoyed it. I'm really interested in Ghost Girl as a character. I think I'm quite looking forward to more of her involvement, and you know, the way she was quite dominating in this duel, and I'm really interested to see how she's gonna, you know, come back when Playmaker does inevitably get out of the situation. So yeah, overall, good episode. Way better than the last one, but to be honest, that was not hard. It could have been an episode where you could just took a big shit, and that would have been better than last week's. Anyway, guys, that's all I've got to say for today. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.